I haven't really heard someone sing like that before. That's interesting and cool. Hi, my name is Sam Johnson and I am a voice teacher. It is what I do for my profession all the time, and a lot of people disagree with me who are my colleagues, and a lot of people agree with me who are my colleagues. Just please remember that as you listen to me talk in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I am about to react to and analyze Diana Ankudinova performing Wicked Game. Diana was 15 years old when this was filmed. Let's go.
The world was on fire, and no one could save me but you.
I think that using whisper and stuff, if something is just a little out of your range, is a totally fine strategy. Sometimes we have to sing things that are just a little bit out of our range, or we're 15 and we just don't have as low of a voice as maybe we would have if we were 35, because girls' voices change as they mature, anyway. I think that finding what am I capable of doing on this and making it sound like a full phrase, and then finding the emotional justification for singing in that way is a really good call.
It's strange what desire will make foolish people do.
Interesting, when she went to the higher note, it felt like she lengthened her vocal tract a little bit, which is another thing that sometimes younger people do to sound older. And a lot of times older people will talk about younger people when they are singing and be like, wow, they sound like an old person. That's so cool. And sometimes I guess it is so cool, but other times it makes me wonder, is this young person whose voice and personality is just changing like crazy right now, are they going to be able to, one, maintain singing like that? Because sometimes, some of the hyper changes that people make in order to sing like that are not like the healthiest. Anyway, it's just a thing that I always get just a little bit weary when I hear someone who is young and really lauded, who to me sounds like they're trying to be 30. I don't like that as a pedagogy thing. As a musical thing, like, it's fine if you like the way that it sounds, like it's totally fine. When she went to the lower notes, what I liked about that was she didn't ask for as much of that length. It seemed like it was much closer to how a normal person or most people would just pronounce the words in speech rather than trying to be like a really long tube. Yeah, so we get a little bit of like unclarity, just a little bit of a muffled sound from the tongue retracting like that, which again makes her sound much older than 15. Yeah, it's a very specific tonal quality that you have to, kind of retract the tongue. It does. I don't know if it implies tongue tension, and people can sing with tongue tension and kind of get away with it. But it is a thing that, if I had someone coming in who sounded like this, who was like, I can't sing this stuff that I want to sing, that would be one question. That would be like one situation, right? If they're like, I'm getting a lot of attention and I just feel like I can't sing my stuff because of X, Y, or Z, it's just not working, then I would need to question all of these little things that are kind of piling up in my head. If they came in and they're like, I can sing whatever I want and I just want to be able to do like a few other things, or I just want to, have a better warm-up technique, then I would like, it's important to recognize that people are living in a commercial world and that we need to kind of respond to what the community is saying they like. And if the community is saying that they really like this sound, like, we can't just totally change all of that stuff. That said, I would not teach someone who wasn't already singing like this to sing like this at age 15 unless they had a really good reason to do it. I like how she blended down from head voice into chest voice. That was a really smooth transition.
Class.
Yeah, it still again just sounds a little, the tone quality in her low range, I don't know, like she's using multiple ones, right? Like I've commented on there are times that she sounds like it's that really long tube, and there are some times where it sounds a little bit more small. So that inherently must mean she's capable of doing a few different things. She's choosing to do it this way for whatever reason.
What we get game to play to make me feel this way. What we getting to do to let me dream of you.
Okay. That is a really like unique sound, and one of the most important things to finding that commercial viability is having a very unique sound. And yeah, that's like not just like, oh man, wait until you're 30 to try to sound like that. It's a unique sound, the way that she's doing that. And so if it is a sustainable thing, that could be a really good commercial niche to be in. My preference is usually not that, but like Diana, this is kind of, I haven't really heard someone sing like that before. That's interesting and cool.
What we getting to say, you never felt this way. What we getting to do to make me dream of you. I don't wanna fall in love.
Yeah, most 15-year-olds don't have this kind of musicality. That's absolutely true. And also this kind of command over their instrument of what they know it's capable of doing and what it might not be capable of doing, right? That's another really important part of singing well, is being like, I rock at these things. I don't rock at these other things as much. I'm not going to do the things I don't rock at as much. So I hear her like limiting the color palette compared to what I think that she may be capable of doing, especially with other training. If she, because like if you're 15, you can't do everything. Like you just can't do everything that you would possibly be able to do in a life by 15. So I just inherently believe that as good as she is, there are probably things that she doesn't know how to do as well, or that she is less confident with or something. And so developing someone like this, right? If Diana came to me and she's like, I'm having all this success, I want to set up and make sure that I have this like really wonderful career and that I'm singing up until I'm 80. It's such a balancing act of finding like, okay, this is the authentic style that fits with you as a person and just like sits in your soul. It just matches you as a like person. People like it, and it's easy for you to sing and like well balanced for your instrument. And hearing sounds like this that are so far off from the way that most people sing definitely sets off a bell of like, is that healthy? Is that healthy? And I don't know. That's part of doing voice lessons, is figuring out like, is this healthy? Is it sustainable? Can you do all of the things that you need to be able to maintain your touring schedule? Or will you have to like start canceling things? And is it a direct correlation between the way that you're singing and some of those things? And I just don't have enough information to know anything about that. But it does set off my alarms of like, this is a very unique sound. just among all population. The fact that a 15-year-old is doing it also makes me just a little like, I'm not sure. Like, is that? But it totally could be. Man, she's interesting. Like, it sounds like she's... I know this isn't what's happening, but there are, like, VSTs that you can put on a voice to make it, to formant shift, which I don't know exactly how that works, but it creates a similar sound to this. So she's figured out how to adjust the formants of her voice in a similar way to go far enough away from how most people might sing to have that unique sound. It's like a special thing that she's able to do this. It's a really special, unique thing that she's able to do. But in my role here as voice teacher, when I hear these things, it is much harder for me to kind of surrender to the emotion of what they're trying to get across, especially like on the first time hearing a unique voice, right? I kind of want to figure out what's going on and how could I make those sounds, and can I teach that to anyone? What kind of use is there for the kind of repertoire that my students sing? Is there, like, it definitely makes me think a lot, and I have a hard time feeling while I'm thinking. It is also interesting because a lot of times when people open their mouth like that, it raises the formants it raises all formants, right? It raises the value of all resonances. And so even though lowering the larynx and maybe what I'm hearing, man, it's just really confusing. I want to hear her like in my room so I can hear what she's actually doing, because I just can't. One, I don't trust a lot of these kind of broadcasts because a lot of times there is some sort of editing and there's interesting. I just want to hear her in a room so that I can have any idea what she's doing, because like she is very interesting. And I do hear a little bit of vibrato, which is usually a good sign of like, okay, there's a release valve, even if this is a very pressurized system or something. Vibrato, regular vibrato, usually only happens when things are going okay, and I don't see her like wiggling her whole body or anything to kind of fake a vibrato. It does sound like genuinely a pretty good one. It, however, does not sound like as regular of a vibrato as I associate with people when they say that singing feels as easy as it possibly could. But I hear some. So, you know, it's another good sign. What she's doing is probably sustainable.
No one could save me but you.
Yeah, she stays in character really well all the way through. Very interesting singer. I know that I like have an inherent bias against young singers on competition shows. I know that I have that bias. She sounds really interesting. You know, I like some really interesting voices that don't sound like how a lot of other people sound. And so you hear something like that and it's like, oh yeah, there is something there. Well done, Diana. Really well done. Keep singing. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave comments, you know, talk amongst yourselves and etc. Thank you.